Former President Donald Trump has actually stepped up his usage of Truth Social. Oh, well, that's interesting. Now, unfortunately, that means that he is posting things like endorsements of civil war. In fact, I'm going to show you here an account called MAGA King Thanos, which, by the way, Thanos tried to snap away half existence. I mean, that's maybe not a good comparison. You know, comparing yourself to a supervillain that kills half of all existence, maybe not a good look. But to them, understand, like, yes, we are the bad guys. We're literally admitting it. Oh, great. Now, this account did a screenshot of Laura Logan's post from the president of El Salvador, saying that the most powerful in the country in the world was, quote, falling so fast, and something so big and powerful can't be destroyed so quickly unless the enemy comes from within. So there it is. And you see, of course, how Trump had retruthed. God, that's so lazy. But had put in civil war. Yeah. So this was pointed out by husband of former Trump staffer Kellyanne Conway, George Conway. He shared this image on Twitter saying, "Nothing to see here, just a former president of the United States sharing a social media post advocating or predicting civil war in the United States. No biggie." Well, I mean, that's what they want. It's very, very obvious that they want a real conflict. Now, another account, the ghost of George Conway, tweeted this. General Milley said we were on the brink of our own Reichstag moment. CIA Director Haspel expressed worry of a right-wing coup, and both Secretaries of Defense, Esper and Miller, have come forward saying that they have been concerned that Trump would invoke the Insurrection Act. It may seem amusing to some, but there's a mountain of evidence that shows this threat, especially in the absence of Electoral Count Act reform, is real and should concern us all. It should. Again, how long have I been saying this? Donald Trump is an authoritarian. The majority of the Republican Party, also authoritarians, they are with him. Again, we cannot forget that they had attempted to end our democracy on January 6th. And I don't mean, by the way, the riots. Okay? No, the actual plan, the real plan. The Green Bay sweep, putting up fake electors in important states that would just lie and say, oh, no, we're the real electors. Look, we've got all this paperwork that we made up and even used the state seal. They would go in, and the plan was for them to vote for Trump, regardless of the actual election counts. Steve Bannon talked about this, bragged about this plan. Peter Navarro wrote about it in his book. This thing that was this plan to take over our country. That's the reality of the situation. That's the reality. And by the way, they didn't win last time. So that does not mean that they're not going to try again. They are absolutely going to try again. They have embraced authoritarianism. Donald Trump is out there praising a right-wing nationalist, Viktor Orban, who successfully did destroy his country's democracy. They're effectively a right-wing, one-party nation. So he's out there truthing about it, and it's kind of a big deal. Other things that he shared, of course, were posts about Mo Brooks. Trump shared an Alabama Political Reporter article reporting that Brooks was still sending out flyers, touting that he had pulled his endorsement from Mo Brooks. Let me show you that here. Brooks mailer is using Trump endorsement nearly 2 months after it was withdrawn. Can't do that, Mo. Can't do it. Not allowed. Do you know the reason that Trump had unendorsed Mo Brooks? It's because Mo Brooks told him, hey, maybe you should stop talking about the election. It's over. That's it. It's over. Stop talking about it, because that's going to make us lose. That's the big crime. That's the big crime here. Now, Trump also shared a post from somebody named Jarvis Patriot that called for all January 6th political prisoners to be freed, portraying the situation as a grandmother who took selfies in the Capitol being jailed without bail while Jussie Smollett, Alec Baldwin, and Hunter Biden were all free. Oh, okay, well, first of all, two of those people not charged with any crimes. Now, look, Hunter Biden's under investigation. Okay, fair enough. I'll accept that that's the reality of the situation. Hunter Biden, kind of a naughty boy, making some money in some, corrupt ways. Jussie Smollett, however, had already been sentenced to 150 days in jail, plus nearly $150,000 in fines and restitution, but is currently out on bail during the appeal process. Okay. But Alec Baldwin, why would he be in prison? It was an accident during a movie set. And by the way, you can say, well, look, there were a lot of safety failures that led to that accident from happening. And yeah, that doesn't mean that he did it on purpose. It's an accident. It's an accident. Now, as far as the January 6th defendants, however, they're facing some serious charges, much more so than taking selfies. He then also continued to rage about Dr. Oz having to do a runoff against Dave McCormick. Now, I remember talking about this the other day, and how actually there was a third candidate that acted as a spoiler that was super, super far right. She spoiled the election, and now there's a bit of a runoff. And, well, as far as Trump is concerned, he's just like, Dr. Oz, you should have just declared victory. Who cares about the votes? Who cares about democracy? We don't need any of that. I say Dr. Oz won, and there it is. Dr. Oz won. Look, man, other posts, of course, include 2020 fixation, wanted to jail political opponents like Hillary Clinton, who again didn't do a crime. But look, it's I think if it's not obvious by now, and I mean it should be, the right wing is in favor of all of this. Trump's their guy. Half of all Republicans believe that Biden stole the election. A third think political violence is acceptable now. And people like Orban and, are authoritarians. And that's exactly what they're looking up to, what they want to emulate. And, by the way, conspiracies like the Great Replacement, they're mainstreamed in the Republican Party. That's it. This is who the Republicans are now. And those of you, again, who are, liberals, you're not paying attention. Media, wakey. It's time to face reality. We have a fascist party in this country. They are not even. They are not equal. And we need to do something about it. And the first thing that I would think of is anybody who's involved in the planning of the insurrection, for example, the fake electors, need to be brought up on charges. Why is Steve Bannon not being brought up on charges? Why is Peter Navarro not being brought up? Where's Merrick Garland? Where's Merrick Garland? Why don't you do your job and actually go after the insurrectionists, the real insurrectionists, the people that have tried to take this country from us, to steer it away from democracy? But no, they're not going to do that. Why? Because people like Trump, Bannon, they're a protected class. They're wealthy and powerful, and they're right wing. Oh, we can't touch the right wing. No, we can't do anything about them. We can't touch them because the vaunted right wing, We have to reason with them. We have to reason with them. No, you don't reason with fascists. You can't.